As we go to air, Ravi, there's a white ball series between Australia and India kicking off this Sunday. So much of this white ball series is being billed as a chance to say goodbye to Virat and Rohit, and I think that would be the case for lots of us as well. You know, we've loved seeing both of those guys out here. They're huge presences, right? But this is Shubman Gill's side now, isn't it? And so let me ask this respectfully. Like, beyond Virat and Rohit, who else should Australians be looking forward to seeing out here in the ODIs and the T20s?
I think Shubman Gill himself, as captain, he's thrived on it. He's thrived on the responsibility, as one saw in the Test series in England. So he'll be there. There's Tilak Varma there. Of course, there's Abhishek Sharma, who's a gun player in the T20 format. He'll go for it from the outset. There's Jaiswal. He might make the side, might not make the side. It just shows the bench strength India have. He's a quality player. Will get into any side in the world. But here again, who does he open with? If Abhishek is opening, there's Sanju Samson there. There's Shubman Gill there in the T20 format. There's Rohit Sharma in the 50-over format. There's Virat Kohli breathing down their neck to come in at number 3. So if guys like Shreyas Iyer and Jaiswal can't get into a T20 side, it just goes to show the bench strength India have.
India were essentially a home ODI World Cup final away from Rohit's captaincy legacy, including a T20 World Cup, a Champions Trophy, I guess 2 World Test Championship finals in there as well. But it's so like he's almost completed the entire set, really. I mean, even without the ODI World Cup in 2023, which they were almost perfect in that 15-1, I think they went. It's still been quite some career as captain for Rohit, hasn't it?
Oh, no question about it. No question. And he's won Asia Cups in the middle as well. He's won IPL trophies as well. Much like MS Dhoni. MS won everything. He won all the 3 ICC trophies. He won multiple IPLs. He won the Champions League as well. So he did with MS it was the full Monty. He covered everything. Rohit too. Because he's calm. And both of them are outstanding white ball captains. I won't say the same when it comes to Test cricket because the attention span is not the same.
Sure.
But when it comes to white ball, they're very, very quick. They think on their feet. They know there's a limit to the game, whether it's 20 overs or 50 overs. And they're very good at it.
It might just be an online thing, Ravi, but there seems to be like Kohli fans and Rohit fans. I find it odd because they play for the same team. Were there Shastri and Azharuddin fans when you played?
Oh yeah, there would be. There would be Kapil Dev fans, Shastri fans.
Why is that?
It just likes and probably where you come from, which state you come from, which team you're playing for. Like a lot of Virat fans will be RCB fans.
Right.
A lot of Rohit's fans will be Mumbai fans as well. Plus where they come from, the way they carry themselves. It's always been the case. But to be honest, with these 2 players, the fans are universal. You can't really say Rohit or Virat. Both have a big fan following. MS had a huge fan following. And that's the case in India. But give it to them. When you perform like that over a span of time, over a decade, they're white ball giants. What you're seeing here is in their final series is 2 absolute champions. On their last tour of Australia.
So they've both, Virat and Rohit, they've both retired from Test cricket. They've both retired from T20 cricket, but they haven't retired from ODI cricket. Is it fair to say that they're hoping to push through because there's some unfinished business there for both of them in relation to a 50-over World Cup?
Yeah, I would imagine so, because they want to be finish off on a high, hopefully in South Africa, 2027. There again, it's still a long way to go, so form, hunger, passion, how their bodies will take it. It's much like Steve Smith. He can carry on for another couple of years, but when you reach that stage, after achieving what you have, it's the desire and the hunger and the enjoyment. If those 3 are there, then don't be surprised if they, do it because fitness-wise, there's no problem with Virat. And you see Rohit now, he's really worked. When you see him now, he's lost a lot of weight. He's worked hard on his fitness. So obviously, you know, that hunger, that desire is there since they're playing only one format of the game.
Do you? It occurs to me from the outside that those two players in particular have achieved a level of like profile that might even make it hard to drop them. I mean, you know, from my perspective, even Rohit missing the SCG test owing to form last year still had some strange messages around how that happened. It wasn't a straight non-selection. If those two guys aren't able to make it to the ODI World Cup because there's a lot of pressure on them from younger guys, do you think the power is there to drop them?
Yeah, in the sense, obviously you need performances, you know, and if someone's really not in nick, you know, then questions will be asked. But these two guys are not there, you know, just to fill in the numbers. You know, they get an opportunity, they'll dig deep. You know, they're experienced enough. You know, they've got the hunger. The fact that they want to play means they want to perform. So it's not going to be that easy. And, you know, public memory is very short, especially in our part of the world. We have 1.5 billion only people. So, you know, what happens on a Tuesday stays on Tuesday. You know, they can forget that very quickly. If you look at the Champions Trophy, it's the last time India played a one-day series. India are champions. Rohit was captain. Virat, quarter-final 100, semi-final man of the match, and finally did pretty well. You know, so they have not played after that. So, but because of the amount of T20 cricket that's being played, a series has happened in England, meanwhile. So, you know, suddenly, you know, questions are being asked, should they play, not play? The last tournament was a Champions Trophy. So they're playing after 3 months when there's an opportunity to play one-day cricket. So, you know, sometimes I think, you know, how those questions even come. But, you know, that's how the game is evolving with the three formats of the game. And that's where the memory span, attention span is not the same. So, you know, I feel they have a point to prove, you know, and they'll be out there. They know who's nipping them on the heels. There's some good youngsters there, so they're not going to let it go that easily.
I'll tell you who I find interesting, Ravi. It's Jadeja, who's not being picked in.
I'm surprised.
Yeah, who's not being picked in this because I find him his career quite interesting. Generally speaking, he's a 3-format player. He, if not currently, at least for a period of time, has been the best fielder in the world. And he is probably in red ball cricket as a home product, a home player, maybe the best that's ever played the game. Unbelievable at home. Him and Ashwin, of course. But there's also he's got 100 in the last Test match, the second last Test match at Manchester, that was. And he's not been picked here. He's 37, and I saw the coach, Ajit Agarkar, said, well, we don't need 2 left-arm spinners in Australia. His non-selection here doesn't mean that he will miss in South Africa in a couple of years' time, even though he's 37. But I find that interesting because I would imagine that these conditions in Australia are perhaps as close to South Africa without being in South Africa that you could play in. I also know that when he was captaining for a period of time when MS was still playing for CSK, he found that very difficult, and I think that he found that he didn't quite get the respect that he felt that he deserved as an incredible player. When MS was there, because MS is CSK, you know, that is the whole thing. He's a fascinating player, isn't he? Because someone that's achieved everything in the game.
Oh, he's a terrific cricketer. You know, he's a gun player, and you know, it took him a while. You know, he's got 2 double hundreds, 2 triple hundreds, in first-class cricket. Yep. But it took him a long time to realize and have that self-belief he can do that in Test match cricket as well. You know, and then once he was sent up the order, you know, that's when he grabbed the opportunity. He realized he can get those big runs. And like you mentioned, in India, on those tracks, sometimes when the ball is turning, an overseas player, he'll give him sleepless nights, no matter how big a player he is, because he's at you all the time. He's either hitting your pad or knocking the stumps over, and it comes at you at pace. You know, he doesn't. There's not too much filth around there. He's, you know, on the money most of the time. And then, of course, his fielding. So he is in the game all the time. So I'm a little surprised, but I think the selectors have spoken to him, as has the team management. And he knows he said, I would have loved to go to Australia, but they've had a chat with me. So obviously what you said makes sense, in the sense that we can't take 2 here, but in a World Cup, we can take 2 because we are not just playing Australia. We are playing some other teams as well.
Right.
And the conditions might differ in South Africa at different venues. So there I won't be surprised if he goes, again, depending. He'll be 39.
39, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not that easy.
Yeah.
We're halfway through like a World Cup cycle for ODI cricket, but T20 World Cup's around the corner, so I feel like this series is going to be 2 teams kind of finalising their preparations with some really hard cricket against each other. Who's key for India in T20 cricket at the moment?
I think Abhishek Sharma. He's the one who'll capture everyone's imagination. He will, because he's the kind of player, he goes for it from the outset. He doesn't care for reputation. He again backs himself. He's got a wide range of shots and just the typical left-handers flourish. High back lift, big follow through, and just smacks it. Some of the shots he's played, quite incredible. One shot always lingers in my mind. This was Jofra bowling to him at the Wankhede Stadium in an IPL game. And second ball of the back foot, he does something like this, and it's gone over extra cover point into the crowd, flat as a tank. And when you play shots like that, it can demoralize opposition. And then you got at the other end, you had Sanju Samson for a while. So it would be a double whammy at both ends. It'll be interesting to see who opens here. Shubman opens here or someone else. But that'll be one classic contest because Australia is a very strong T20 side. I think Australia's batting lineup is pretty strong. So there's going to be entertainment there.